Are you feeling overwhelmed and stuck in your current life situation? Do you want to create a flow of abundance and prosperity, but don't know where to start? We all have clutter in our lives, whether it's physical, mental, or emotional. It can be an overstuffed closet, stacks of unread magazines and books, unfinished projects around the house, unprocessed emails or worries, and to-do lists that fill up our mind. This clutter prevents us from living a life of abundance and prosperity. We get stuck in old patterns and habits that no longer serve us because we're too overwhelmed to make changes. Clearing our clutter allows the universe to bring new opportunities into our life so we can live a more abundant life. Today, I'm going to share how to declutter your life physically, mentally, and emotionally, and how by decluttering, it can unlock your prosperity and abundance. And by the end of this episode, you will have tools and strategies to start taking action right away. Hello, and welcome to Rise to Your Money Power, where we have honest conversations to empower you around your money. I'm Pamela Plick, and I help purpose-driven women overcome feeling anxious, overwhelmed, or stuck related to their personal relationship with money so that they can become more confident, achieve peace of mind, and financial impact and freedom without fear. I do this through my signature programs and services, as well as events and community. The first way to unlock prosperity and abundance is to just declutter physically. Decluttering your physical environment is a great place to start in order if you want to create a flow of abundance and prosperity. Physical clutter can be anything from an overflowing laundry room or closet, stacks of magazines and books, unfinished projects around the house, etc. All of these things can be overwhelming and prevent you from making changes in your life. So start by looking at what your physical clutter is and how it's blocking your abundance. Write down everything that comes to mind, then start getting rid of it. You can donate items, sell them, or just throw them away if they're no longer useful. Physical decluttering is not just about organizing your things and running a smooth household. It's also about mental and emotional. It has both a mental and emotional effect. When you declutter your physical space, you're taking control of your life, allowing yourself to let go of everything that does not bring value or joy. It's also an act of self-care because it encourages more clarity and focus, which in turn will help you make decisions with confidence. In addition, by taking the time to clear out the physical clutter, you're also sending a message to the universe that you're open and ready for new opportunities. The second way to unlock prosperity and abundance is to declutter mentally. Mental decluttering is equally as important as physical decluttering. It involves clearing our minds of distracting thoughts, worries, stresses, and anxieties that are not helping us move forward in life. To do this, it's really important to be mindful of our thought patterns, to recognize them and let them go. You know, the statistics show that 95% of our thoughts are unconscious. Only 5% are conscious. So we need to make a concerted effort to identifying those thoughts that are going through our mind and whether they are positive or negative thoughts. Now, one way to to achieve this is through meditation. By taking a few minutes each day to focus on your breath and observe your thoughts without judgment or attachment, you can create more mental clarity and peace of mind. The point is just to get still and be able to hear the thoughts, make sure that they're conscious, hear those thoughts, and to listen to them, like I said, without judgment, and then be able to let them go. When you declutter your mental space, it creates a sense of clarity and focus that will help you move forward in creating the life situation that you desire. Journaling is another great way to clear mental clutter. Why not start a journal about the things that you're worried about? Just start by writing them down. Write down all of your thoughts and worries that are taking up space in your head. These can include things like concerns about your finances, your relationship or career, or any other area of your life that's causing you stress and anxiety. And once you've written everything down, then you want to start to systematically work through each thought or worry one at a time. Ask yourself, is there an action that I need to take in order to alleviate my worry or concern? Also, the other thing I want to mention is you don't want to journal the same way every time. Sometimes you may just need a way to get everything that's in your head out. Other times you may need a journal to more effectively, you need to journal more effectively so that information, useful information, you can go back to it later. One problem with mental clutter is that it can interfere with your ability to focus and get things done in an accurate way. So sometimes all we need is to just do that brain dump, put everything down on paper, and that way it gets it out of our head, and we have it available if we need to go back to it. Some other journals that you might consider is, I'm sure you've heard about a gratitude journal. Write down 3 to 5 things every day that you're grateful for. And that kind of reframes, from a sense of lack, if things are bothering you or worrying you, to a sense of prosperity, because what we appreciate appreciates. So start a gratitude journal. Another type of journal that might be beneficial to you is a journal for your goals and plans. If there are things that you're wanting to achieve down the road, create a journal, or even ideas, a journal of ideas. The whole point is to just write it down. Set aside about 15 minutes a day. Ideally, before you go to bed is a great time to write down everything. You can also replace your negative thoughts with a positive thought. And this is where another tool comes in, affirmations. I really love affirmations. For example, let's say, that negative thought comes in that, I'm not good with money, or I will never be able to save. Reframe that with a positive thought or positive affirmation that can refocus when those negative thoughts or that mind chatter starts to kick in. So an example might be, I'm not good with money. The positive affirmation could be, I always make good financial decisions. So create a list of affirmations, and you can actually create a list, in each of the areas of your life. It doesn't necessarily have to be just around financial, but it could be, in your personal life, your spiritual life. Another affirmation might be that I am living a life of abundance and prosperity. So just creating those affirmations. And, the whole point of the affirmation is, first of all, it helps you to reframe your thoughts. The other thing is that it invokes a positive emotion. So if you can tap in to how it makes you feel when you read and you think about that affirmation, that actually raises your energy, your vibration, your energy, and it makes you more positive. And it signals to the universe that, yes, I am ready to take action. It also might be helpful as you're thinking about the negative thoughts, in addition to the affirmations, but also note whether or not you have control over the source of your negative thinking. So if you do, then you want to set up a plan to change, create a goal and action steps to help you shift that negative situation. If it's a situation that you cannot change or you don't have control over, then you just want to acknowledge it and move on. Because the key is, if you always can change. So either if you have control over it, put a plan, change the situation. If you don't have control over it, then the only thing you have control over at the moment is to change how you see the situation. So keeping that in mind. And by doing this, it'll help you to free up that mental space that can be used for more positive and creative thinking. The third way to unlock prosperity and abundance is to declutter emotionally. Decluttering emotionally is an important part of creating a life that is abundant. Emotional decluttering is about letting go of old emotions that no longer serve you. Emotions, negative emotions such as guilt, fear, resentment, anger, shame, can prevent you from moving forward in your life. And it's interesting, I hear a lot of this, especially, when we're talking about in relationship to money. Some of the things that I hear, from women, divorced women in particular, if it wasn't for my divorce, I'd be better off financially, or my parents never taught me about money and how to manage money appropriately. So thinking about those negative emotions and, what's coming up for you as those emotions appear. And so you can move past it by, first of all, acknowledging the emotion and allowing yourself to feel it, then let it go. There's a saying that you need to feel in order to heal. Don't suppress the emotion. It's okay to feel what you feel, but you don't want to stay stuck in that. And you want to take time to acknowledge your feelings and work through them in a healthy way. And one of the ways, again, this can be done is through journaling. So you could have a journal and you're writing out, the emotions that you felt towards certain people or towards certain situations. You can also talk to a trusted friend or professional, whatever works best for you. Now, I talked about journaling, and I'm a big fan of journaling, big fan of creating affirmations, positive affirmations. Now, with journaling in particular, it also works to clear that emotional clutter. I also want to talk a little bit about the practice of forgiveness. Forgiveness gives you the clarity and energy to take actions that you need to move forward. Forgiveness also clears the negative energy that helps to free up the space to help you manifest to your highest good. So if your energy is stuck in resentment or anger, then there's not, the energy is not flowing. So that it's not allowing those positive opportunities to come in because you're stuck in that the negative emotions. If you're feeling stuck professionally or personally and trying to move past any hurt, anger, or resentment, there's a couple questions that I'd like you to ask yourself. First of all, who am I holding resentment or anger towards? Why am I not letting go? Who does my lack of forgiveness hurt the most? And am I ready to let go of this? So you have to be honest with yourself, answer these questions. Are you ready to let it go? Because when we think about forgiveness, and anger in particular, anger is like, I've heard this, this analogy before, that anger is like taking poison and expecting the other person to die. But the thing is, it only hurts you. And if you're ready to let it go, one thing that I want to mention is you don't have to forgive the act. You do forgive the person. So it's okay, you don't forget, right? You don't forget, that hurt, what was done to you. You don't forgive the act, but you do forgive the person. And that's so important to your emotional well-being. Once you've done this, then you can start to let go of the emotions and create a more positive energy in your life that will help you get unstuck so that you can unlock that abundance and prosperity. Decluttering your emotional space also involves letting go of old patterns and beliefs, as well as habits that no longer serve you, such as the negative self-talk, toxic relationships, or behavior that only bring us down. One of the best things that you can do to move yourself forward financially is to eliminate toxic relationships. So keeping that in mind. And I also want to mention there's another really great practice. It's called Ho'oponopono. And it's something that you can do. You don't have to, do it with the other person. You just say to yourself, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Okay, those four statements, and it works anytime that you may be feeling, an emotion comes up for you, towards a person, a situation, or maybe you had a less than positive conversation with someone. It even works with our family members as well. So just remembering, it's the four statements, and you just say it to yourself, and you'll be amazed at how that changes your energy and the situation. Now, I also mentioned earlier about affirmations. Affirmations also is a great way to shift your negative self-thought. Like I used the example earlier, I'm not good with money. I'll never be financially secure, or I'll never have the business that I want. Shift that by turning it into a positive statement, that helps you to feel more abundant, that I am financially free. I have a business that I love. So creating that, that positive self-talk raises your vibration. It shifts your energy, shifts you from a mindset of lack to a mindset of prosperity and abundance. Allowing yourself to be fully present in your emotions while being mindful and non-judgmental of them will help you to create more inner peace and balance. You know, the key is, you know, we're not being aware of these emotions to judge ourselves. You know, I said, you know, we need to feel to heal. We're going to have different emotions. So let it come up, feel it, acknowledge it, and then let it go. It's important to recognize and acknowledge these emotions and let them go in order to create, again, that peace and balance. By decluttering our lives physically, mentally, and emotionally, we can unlock abundance and prosperity in our lives. We find more clarity, focus, and freedom to make decisions with confidence. So take some time today to start decluttering your life. It's a great way to create space for the universe to bring in new opportunities and abundance. You'll be amazed at the doors that open up to new opportunities for you. Now, I have 3 questions that I'd like you to ask yourself to give you more clarity and also to motivate yourself into action in taking the steps above. The first question, think about what physical clutter can I remove from my space that will help me create more abundance? What worries, stresses, and anxieties are taking up space in my head? And third, how do I want to feel when my life is abundant and prosperous? And these would be great questions to journal, by the way. If you would like to learn more about your relationship with money and how it can be preventing you from taking action and unlocking your prosperity and abundance, I invite you to take my free money type quiz. It takes less than 5 minutes to complete, and it can be a life changer. Just go to PamelaPlick.com/thank you, PamelaPlick.com/thank you. And after you take the quiz, go ahead and check out some of my other tools and resources that will help you to start unlocking your financial freedom and set yourself up for long-term success. And as we wrap up, I'd like to leave you with this thought. By taking control of our environment and letting go of things that no longer serve us, we can create a happier and more prosperous life. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. Until next time, remember, you can rise to your money power.